Hi, my name is Derek. I'm from period 4 and I'll be doing unit G from concept 1 through 7. So this is my problem right here. As you can tell, the degree is bigger on top, so we will not be having a horizontal. We will be having a slant and vertical, and maybe a hole. We don't know. For a slant asymptote, you always have to remember the song, a slant one, degree must be one bigger on top, a slant one, while division will tell you where it's at. So what you do, obviously you do the long division, the numerator goes inside the division sign, the denominator goes outside. To find x cubed, you do x squared times x, which is x cubed, positive, then negative 3x times x, which is negative 3x squared. Then you do the opposite, which is negative x cubed, then you cancel, and this is a positive 3x squared. Positive 3x squared minus x squared is 2x squared. X squared times 2 is 2x squared. And you do the opposite, which is negative 2x squared, so that cancels. That's all you have to do, because you already found your y equals your ymx plus b. So you can stop there. And it should be y equals x plus 2. For your vertical asymptote, you're supposed to remember this chant that's vertical asymptotes at bottom to 0. Look to factor, then to solve. Factor the top, and if something cancels, then your graph will have a hole. So what you do is you factor numerator and the denominator. You take out the x, then this factors to x minus 5 and x plus 2. You can factor that even more, which is x minus 5, x plus 4 over x minus 5 and x plus 2. You do have something that cancels, so you will have a hole. Then you set the denominator to 0, which is x plus 2 equals 0, subtract by 2, and your equation will be x equals negative 2. Then you do the limited notation. You use your calculator. It's supposed to have this. Don't forget the parentheses. Use your original equation. Don't forget to use the parentheses, because that will change your answer and your graph. So you hit graph, and you should have this. Then it says as x goes to the right negative 2, that negative means to the left. So all you have to do is put a finger here and look to your left. The left is going up, which is positive, so you're going to have a positive infinity. And as x goes to the right negative 2, positive sign means to the right. So you look here to the right, that's also going up, which is positive infinity. So then on your graph, when you see here, you should see the negative 2 that you had there going down as a vertical, and then the y equals x plus 2 should go right here to 0, 2, and it should be going slant down. That's how it should look like by now. You shouldn't have this, just those dotted ones. Then, since you have a whole, you take this, which is x minus 5, you set it to 0, which is equal to x equals 5. So then you substitute the x's to 5's. So it's 5, parentheses 5 plus 4, parentheses over 5 plus 2, which is 9 times 5 over 5 plus 2, which is 7. So it's 45 over 7, and your point should be 0, 45 over 7. To find your domain, you use diva, which is domain is vertical asymptotes and holes. So your vertical was -2 and your hole was x equals 5. So your limited notation should be -infinity, -2, u, -2, 5, u, 5, infinity. To find your x-intercept, you put y equals 0. You use the simplified, but only the numerator, and you set that to 0, which is x equals 0 and x plus 4 equals 0. You subtract by 4 and x equals -4. So the 2 points you should have is 0, 0 and -4, 0. For y-intercept, you set the y-intercept to 0, the x-intercept, to 0. You use the simplified equation and you substitute to 0, which is 0, 0 parentheses, 0 plus 4 parentheses over 0 plus 2. That will be 4 over 2, which is equal to 2. So one of your points should be 0, 2. So for right now, you should have the point 0, 0, -4, 0, and 0, 2, which you had here on your y equals mx plus b. Then you need to find more points on your graph so you can do the actual line, the sketching. So you have a -4, but let's try and do a -3 and a -5 because you need to have at least 3 points for your sketch. And then for here, for on the right side, we should try, we already have 0, so we should try -1 and 1. So to find that, you go back here, then you hit trace, then you hit right here, just -3, so you put -3, and that is 3. Then go again, hit trace, then -5, and that should be -1.6, but I rounded and put 1.7. Then on this side you hit trace, and then you put -1, and that would be -3. Then you hit trace again, put 1, that will be 1.6, and I put 1.7 to round it out. So when we found those points, you plot them in there, which is -3 and 3, and -5 and 1, -1.7. And then you sketch it out the most approximately as you can. Then -1 and -3 and 1 and 1.7, and then you graph it approximately as you can, but it cannot touch at all. And this is how your graph should look like. Thanks for watching.